Man, the noblest and most perfect of all created things, excelleth them all in the intensity of this revelation, and is a fuller expression of its glory. And of all men, the most accomplished, the most distinguished, and the most excellent are the manifestations of the Sun of Truth. Tear asunder in my name the veils that have grievously blinded your vision, and through the power born of your belief in the unity of God, scatter the idols of vain imitation. Enter then the holy paradise of the good pleasure of the All-Merciful. Sanctify your souls from whatsoever is not of God, and taste ye the sweetness of rest within the pale of his vast and mighty revelation, and beneath the shadow of his supreme and infallible authority. Suffer not yourselves to be wrapped in the dense veils of your selfish desires, inasmuch as I have perfected in every one of you my creation, so that the excellence of my handiwork may be fully revealed unto men. It follows, therefore, that every man hath been and will continue to be able of himself to appreciate the beauty of God, the glorified. Had he not been endowed with such a capacity, how could he be called to account for his failure? I beseech thee, O thou who art the Lord of the worlds, and the beloved of such as have recognized thee, and the desire of all that are in heaven and on earth, by thy name, through which the cry of every suppliant hath ascended into the heaven of thy transcendent holiness, through which every seeker hath soared to the sublimities of thy unity and grandeur, through which the imperfect have been perfected, and the abased exalted, and the tongue of every stammerer unloosed, and the sick made whole, and whatever was unworthy of thy highness, and beseemed not thy greatness and thy sovereignty, made acceptable unto thee. I beseech thee to aid us by thine invisible hosts, and by a company of the angels of thy cause. Do thou then accept the works we have performed for love of thee, and for the sake of thy pleasure. Cast us not away, O my God, from the door of thy mercy, and break not our hopes in the wonders of thy grace and favors. From all that we have stated, it hath become clear and manifest that before the revelation of each of the mirrors reflecting the divine essence, the signs heralding their advent must needs be revealed in the visible heaven as well as in the invisible, wherein is the seat of the sun of knowledge, of the moon of wisdom, and of the stars of understanding and utterance. The sign of the invisible heaven must needs be revealed in the person of that perfect man who, before each manifestation appeareth, educateth and prepareth the souls of men for the advent of the divine luminary, the light of the unity of God amongst men. That which is preeminent above all other gifts, is incorruptible in nature, and pertaineth to God himself, is the gift of divine revelation. Every bounty conferred by the Creator upon man, be it material or spiritual, is subservient unto this. It is, in its essence, and will ever so remain, the bread which cometh down from heaven. It is God's supreme testimony, the clearest evidence of his truth, the sign of his consummate bounty, the token of his all-encompassing mercy, the proof of his most loving providence, the symbol of his most perfect grace. He hath indeed partaken of this highest gift of God, who hath recognized his manifestation in this day. With fixed and steady gaze, born of the unerring eye of God, scan for a while the horizon of divine knowledge, and contemplate those words of perfection which the Eternal hath revealed, that haply the mysteries of divine wisdom, hidden ere now beneath the veil of glory, and treasured within the tabernacle of his grace, may be made manifest unto you. No created thing shall ever attain its paradise, unless it appeareth in its highest prescribed degree of perfection. For instance, this crystal representeth the paradise of the stone, whereof its substance is composed. Likewise, there are various stages in the paradise for the crystal itself. So long as it was stone, it was worthless. But if it attaineth the excellence of ruby, a potentiality which is latent in it, how much a carat will it be worth? Consider likewise every created thing. The spirit that animateth the human heart is the knowledge of God, and its truest adorning is the recognition of the truth that He doeth whatsoever He willeth, and ordaineth that which He pleaseth. Its raiment is the fear of God, and its perfection steadfastness in His faith. Thus God instructeth whosoever seeketh Him. He verily loveth the one that turneth towards Him. There is none other God but Him, the forgiving, the most bountiful. All praise be to God, the Lord of all the worlds. This is the day in which God's most excellent favors have been poured out upon men, the day in which His most mighty grace hath been infused into all created things. It is incumbent upon all the peoples of the world to reconcile their differences, and with perfect unity and peace abide beneath the shadow of the tree of His care and loving kindness. It behoveth them to cleave to whatsoever will in this day be conducive to the exaltation of their stations, and to the promotion of their best interests. Happy are those whom the all-glorious pen was moved to remember, and blessed are those men whose names, by virtue of our inscrutable decree, we have preferred to conceal. O Son of Being, if thine heart be set upon this eternal, imperishable dominion, and this ancient, everlasting life, forsake this mortal and fleeting sovereignty. O leaders of religion, weigh not the book of God with such standards and sciences as are current amongst you, for the book itself is the unerring balance established amongst men. In this most perfect balance, whatsoever the peoples and kindreds of the earth possess must be weighed, while the measure of its weight should be tested according to its own standard, did ye but know it. I testify that no sooner had the first word proceeded, through the potency of thy will and purpose, out of his mouth, and the first call gone forth from his lips, than the whole creation was revolutionized, and all that are in the heavens and all that are on earth were stirred to the depths. Through that word the realities of all created things were shaken, were divided, separated, scattered, combined, and reunited, disclosing in both the contingent world and the heavenly kingdom entities of a new creation, and revealing in the unseen realms the signs and tokens of thy unity and oneness. Through that call thou didst announce unto all thy servants the advent of thy most great revelation, and the appearance of thy most perfect cause. Every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of God is endowed with such potency as can instill new life into every human frame, if ye be of them that comprehend this truth. All the wondrous works ye behold in this world have been manifested through the operation of His supreme and most exalted will, His wondrous and inflexible purpose. Through the mere revelation of the word Fashioner, issuing forth from His lips and proclaiming His attribute to mankind, such power is released as can generate through successive ages all the manifold arts which the hands of man can produce. This verily is a certain truth. No sooner is this resplendent word uttered than its animating energies, stirring within all created things, give birth to the means and instruments whereby such arts can be produced and perfected. All the wondrous achievements ye now witness are the direct consequences of the revelation of this name. In the days to come ye will verily behold things of which ye have never heard before. Thus hath it been decreed in the tablets of God, and none can comprehend it except them whose sight is sharp. With the utmost friendliness, and in a spirit of perfect fellowship, take ye counsel together, and dedicate the precious days of your lives to the betterment of the world and the promotion of the cause of Him who is the ancient and sovereign Lord of all. He verily enjoineth upon all men what is right, and forbiddeth whatsoever degradeth their station.
Allah.